Well, the pundits tell us that the 2010 poll will be won or lost in the infrastructure-poor suburban mortgage belts of Australia's major cities. And no seat is more emblematic than Lindsay in traditional Labor heartland. It was captured by the Liberals and held for over a decade by the Howard government's pin-up girl, Jackie Kelly. It's now a Labor seat but remains a powerful symbol for both sides of political fortune. Since its proclamation in 1984, Lindsay's always been won by the party which forms government. Karen Barlow reports.
In the foothills of Sydney's Blue Mountains, money is a hot topic.
The economic pressures out here are very strong. I know a few shopkeepers around and they're really feeling the pinch.
We all need more pay, that's all I think. Yeah, and everything's going up but our pay isn't, so if my boss sees this, he's going to kill me.
Lindsay is not a marginal electorate, but both major parties are desperate to win it.
It has become the most symbolic seat in the region. It's also the seat that, looking at other parts of the country, you associate with those kind of wider trends in public opinion.
In the Howard years, the electorate of Lindsay was said to be full of his battlers.
They're not on struggle street, but they are often on the edge financially because they don't have much in the way of savings often, and they are mortgaged up to the hilt. And so there are things that worry people in general that sometimes worry them more than most.
After two previous attempts, the wave of Kevin 07 helped former Penrith Mayor David Bradbury land the seat.
Thanks very much, Mr Appleby. Can I begin by saying congratulations to each and every one of you that were involved in Flano Fest.
He says the Labor government has invested heavily in the area's infrastructure over the past 3 years.
I think we've made some big investments in the areas that matter to local residents, and I've got a very strong record that I'll be campaigning on.
But not everyone is convinced.
Well, we haven't got the roads for a start. The traffic gets too congested. You can't even get into that shopping centre. It takes half an hour from here. I can walk it quicker than I can drive it.
Choked transport corridors are the most obvious signs of population pressures in Lindsay, but there's also enormous pressure on land, energy, education and health services. The people of this relatively young seat say the area can hardly take anyone else.
There's not enough jobs for our own people, and I paid taxes all my life, but I don't work now. I'm on a pension, but I think there has to be another solution. They can't keep them in detention and then spread them amongst the population because we haven't got enough jobs for our own people.
Well, there's too many boat people coming in.
Why is that a problem?
Yeah, well, they reckon they were going to stop it. But that's a load of garbage.
The ALP is so concerned about the issue of asylum seekers in electorates like Lindsay, the Prime Minister took David Bradbury to Darwin to see Australia's border protection effort for himself.
I make the point that there are a range of views on this issue. There's no one homogenous view, but I think that the overwhelming majority of people that have raised the issue with me say that this is an issue that goes to the question of fairness.
The Liberal candidate is also campaigning hard on the issue.
Hi, how are you? I'm Fiona Scott, I'm the Liberal for Lindsay. We need to keep our borders safe. We need to stop the boats. People do want to know that our borders are protected, and we are committed to stop the boats.
Ms Scott, a former marketing executive, has already had Tony Abbott visit her in Lindsay several times after securing the pre-selection just before the election announcement.
What would you like to see out here in Penrith?
A lot more women like you. Yeah.
The Liberals also have dissatisfaction with New South Wales Labor on their side. The local state Labor MP, Karen Palazzano, rorted electoral allowances and lied to the state's corruption watchdog, leading to a record by-election loss for the ALP.
I'm certainly not running away from anything or running scared from anything. I think that when it comes to the state by-election, the voters of Penrith had their opportunity to have their say.
The Liberals have had their own Lindsay scandal with a spectacular own goal in 2007. The husband of then sitting MP Jackie Kelly and 4 others were caught letterboxing fake pamphlets designed to stir up anti-Muslim sentiment. While the scandal stained the image of the MP, who was a particular favourite of the party, Fiona Scott says it's old news.
I think the people of Western Sydney have moved on from that point. I know the Liberal Party certainly has.
The people of Lindsay, along with the rest of the nation, will reveal their thinking on August the 21st. Karen Barlow, Late Line.